You're watching The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ MV, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. We got a special guest in the building.
Yes, sir. The good brother.
Roland Martin.
Hey.
What's happening, my brother?
Glad to be back. How are you gents doing?
How's everything with you?
Blessed, black, and highly favored, sir.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that.
How did the passing of Aretha Franklin affect you? Because I know y'all was friends.
It was it was hard because I had known her health was on the decline, and then I had known 10 days before the story came out that she was going to die. I was in Detroit. I was in Detroit for the National Association of Black Journalists Convention, and so I found out on August 3rd that she was getting hospice care that Monday. And you know, it was, and I also had known for months because the last time we had communicated was on March 17th. We would text back and forth, and so we had texted, and she said, "You got to bring me some of that gumbo." So for 4 months, so I sent her a picture of a bowl of gumbo I was eating on Thanksgiving, and she was like, "Oh man, that gumbo!" And then when my parents came to visit me in Virginia, I had live streamed this gumbo we made on Christmas. Then we had called her and we had talked to her, and so for 4 months, every time she texted me, she would talk something else. Yeah, sad to hear Dennis Edward dies. Don't you forget about that gumbo.
Why you ain't getting the gumbo?
Did you get it?
No. So I was going to Detroit the following week for our NABJ board meeting. It was March 24th, whatever that weekend. And I was either going to bring the gumbo, ship it, or I was going to fly my parents to the house and actually cook it there. And that weekend, she went to the hospital because she was dehydrated. She wasn't drinking enough water. And that was the last time we communicated.
Wow.
And she was, so I text her, and I pulled up. I text her in April, in May, and June, and she never responded, and that it never happened. So Queen might respond a couple days later, but for her not to respond, that's when I knew her health was in decline. And so it was tough because it was, and the thing is, you know, she would just call, we would just talk about stuff. I remember, dude, it was like 12:30 at night, and I had to get up at 4:30 in the morning to do my TV One show. My phone rang. I'm like, who the hell is this with 248? And see, the problem is, literally right now, I got 5 different phone numbers for Aretha Franklin. Every time I'm like, Queen, I can't keep up with all your numbers. I don't know what's your number. So I answer it, and Roland, Aretha. Oh, I just saw that Wendy Williams commentary you did, and she's like going on and on and on. And you can't tell a Queen of Soul, okay, Queen, I'm asleep. So, you know, can I call you in the morning? No, you don't tell, you know, so I don't know how long she gonna talk. So she went on for like 20 minutes. And so, you know, like you stay up and go to sleep when you get done.
But you appreciate those calls now, though.
Oh yeah, no, but it was always great too, cause I never called her Aretha. I always call her Queen. I didn't call her Aretha. And so yeah, she would just text, she would just call, and then when she was canceling concerts, I think it was in November, I would hit her and was like, hey, you okay? How's your health? Everything good? Oh, to do it, you know, she would always, you know, I'm just trying to get my strength back, getting better. And she would tell me, but here's the deal. She never complained. She never talked about that she had pancreatic cancer. She never any of that. Even Donna Richardson, one of her good girlfriends, she never ever discussed it. She's very private about it. So it was just great that we would just talk about, you know, she couldn't stand Trump. So she'd talk about what the hell is he doing to this country, and stuff along those lines. So, but it was always great. And yeah, it was weird to sit here and again, you'd just be sitting and talking, and all of a sudden your phone ring and like, did Aretha Franklin just call me?
Wow.
You know, and just having a regular conversation.
How'd y'all meet? Like, what was
2007? She sent an email to my agent's office, Mark Watts. He was in Chicago at the time, and just complimenting on my work. And Mark said, hey, Roll, man, look, we just got this email, somebody saying it was from Aretha Franklin. Well, about 20 minutes later, they called to confirm we got the email. And he hit me another email. You better want to hold on to that email. That was actually Aretha Franklin. that was real. And like, that was real. That was in 2007. So, because she was sitting on CNN. So in 2008, February 2008, I'm in LA for the Image Awards. And she had gotten a special Image Award that year. She was in concert. So Bev White and her husband, Xavier, she's a journalist out in L.A., they had tickets to the concert. And we were all hanging out somewhere. They're like, hey, you want to go to the concert? We got an extra ticket. All right, sure, let's go. So we go to the concert. Man, we sit, and it was at Nokia, whatever they played, L.A. Live, whatever it was. So with the concert, then when it was over, I was like, what the hell? I said, let's go backstage, see if we can meet Aretha Franklin. I'm like, she sent me this email last year. Let's talk our way back.
See if it works, right.
Let's see if it works. So we go back, man, and so her guy sees me. He said, oh, absolutely. I told the queen. He said, stay in line. And it's all kind of people back there. I swear it took us an hour and a half to get to the dressing room.
Wow.
It was that many people who were back there.
Just to meet her?
Yeah, just to meet her. So we finally got in, and she goes, why didn't you tell someone that you were here? She says, I would have acknowledged you from the stage. I was like, well, we just ain't been here for the concert. I mean, we don't hear you sing. And we're back there, and she loved Pink's hot dog. Dude, it was so much food back there. She was handing out, this is the crazy, she was handing out Pink's hot dogs to the audience.
What is Pink's hot dogs?
Pink hot dog is like this.
You from New York, we eat Nathan's.
It is a cult thing in L.A.
Okay.
And this how crazy, how much fan she is. The queen has got on this long gown. She's performing with a Pink's hat.
No. So Pink sponsored the concert, clearly.
But, babes, I mean, Aretha Franklin did not care. This is a long, elaborate gown, that she's performing in, and a Pink's hat.
Wow.
And she literally said, hey, y'all, I love Pink. Y'all, come on. She's handing out hot dogs to the audience. I'm hollering. And she loves it. So we're back, and it's food. They send her all kind of food. And we're just back there just talking everything and take pictures. And so when she performed at Essence, I go backstage, and this is the craziest thing. This actually happened. So she performed, I think it was either Saturday night or Sunday night at Essence. So Tuesday I get a phone call. Roland, Aretha. I'm like, hey, Queen, how you doing? She said, oh, we on the bus, because she didn't fly. So they were driving to Vegas. She said, well, on the bus driving to Vegas. I got a question for you. I'm like, yeah, Queen, what's up? She says, I need you to be honest. How did my set sound? Okay, this is the Queen of Soul.
Right.
Now, mind you, so this is me. I'm like, how in the hell am I supposed to answer this question? And so she said, no, I want you to be honest. How did the sound? And I was like, well, to be honest, it was muffled. We would sit on the third row, and it was some issues with the speakers. And we were all kind of like, yo, what's up with the speakers? And we didn't know what was going on. She says, I thought so. So I'm listening to the playback. Let me call you back. I need to fire the audio engineer. And I'm like,
damn, Roland, all because you got him.
No, I was like, and
Poor
again,
guy.
She needed somebody to be honest with her.
And she just said, but again, okay, if Aretha Franklin says, be honest, how did I sound?
You said you sounded fine, but the audio engineer was messed
like,
up.
Queen, you were great. But that's how, so she would do that, but she also, here's what they do. She was amazingly loyal. So she comes to D.C., and I couldn't be there. I had back-to-back speeches. I couldn't go. Two of my nieces, they said who were living with us, they wanted to meet Aretha Franklin. Okay, so she set aside tickets for my wife, my two nieces. So it was a Friday night concert. So when my speech was over, I hit my wife. I'm like, yo, how did it go? How did the girls like meeting the Queen? She said, well, we didn't get a chance to. I was like, what happened? She says, well, Michelle Obama and Eric Holder showed up at the concert, and then they went backstage, and Secret Service cleared everybody out.
Shut it down.
And then we were trying to call, I think it was either her grandson or her son, trying to call, and he wasn't hitting us back. So the next day, my phone rings. Roland, Aretha. Hey, Queen, how you doing? What happened to your nieces? I said, well, here's what happened. She says, let me call you back. She calls me back. She called, whether her son or grandson,
Can't fire her son down.
Cussed them out. She said, and told me, she said, let me tell you something. Now, when I tell you to bring somebody and you take care of them, you either take care of them. I don't care if the First Lady or the Attorney General is backstage.
That's
I don't
real.
care if there's Secret Service. I told you to take care of Roland's nieces because I wanted to meet them. That was your job. She went off on him, and dude had to hit me and apologize.
Wow.
Oh, that was,
That's real.
When the Queen, she say something,
She mean it.
I'd
That's right.
advise you to just follow through. So that's how she was, and so it was great knowing her, man, and it was.
Wow.
And look, when I was the other day, I was just going through these text messages and just laughing.
You got to save all those. You might have to get those framed.
Oh no, I got an app that I can pull them all off.
Gotcha.
I'm just going and I'm just laughing like, okay, I remember that. And it was just, and so like New Year's Eve, man, she sent me. I posted this on Instagram. She sent me this email, bruh, and you talk about again, this is the greatest singer America's